Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Carmen. Welcome. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about my favorite number combinations in numerology. So what that means is that whenever I see two people together and they have these number combinations as their life path numbers, then it's usually going to be a good match. And what that means is usually these people will be compatible and there will be multiple levels of compatibility between these two people, because the numbers in your chart help to determine your frequency, what kind of energy you will have. And when I see people with these numbers, it means that their energy is going to be very compatible with the other person. And if you have one of these number combinations with the person that you're thinking about, then there's a good chance that your relationship will last a very long time. So we're going to talk about in this video today what my favorite number combinations are. Which number combinations do I like to see the most when I'm giving relationship readings to people? We're going to talk about that in this video today. If you don't know what your numbers are in numerology, then I'm going to show you really quickly how to calculate those numbers right now. It only takes a few seconds and it's very easy. We're just going to be calculating one number. If you already know your numerology numbers, then you can skip this part of the video. I will put the timestamp below in the description box for the rest of the video. To calculate your life path number, you're going to take the month of your birthday and add the numbers together until you get a single digit. Take the day of your birthday and keep adding the numbers together until you get a single digit. And take the year of your birth date and add the numbers together and keep adding them together until you get a single digit. Then you're going to take those three numbers that you got and add them together and keep adding them together until you get a single digit. And that's going to be your life path number. Now, if you get an 11, 22, or 33, you do not add the two numbers together because they are master numbers and you do not reduce them. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? You can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago, and I'll link it below. So these are in no particular order. And the first one here is life path 1 and life path number 9. And the reason I love this match is because, well, first of all, they're both odd numbers, so definitely a similar energy because of that. But 1 is the first number, and it's the beginning of the cycle. And 9 in numerology is the last number, and it's the ending of the cycle. So when you put these two numbers together, it's kind of like they complete each other almost, right? Like, like when you see these two numbers together, but they bring certain energies into it where it's like, it's almost as if they complete the cycle of everything together, just being with each other. So it's one of my favorite combinations, and I do love the energy of both of these numbers. These two will have a lot of fun together because they tend to be more outgoing energies. They're both leadership type energies where they're both very independent and, tend to be perfectionist, and they will get it done. If there's something they want to do, they will do it, and they're tend to be highly responsible type energies, but they will also tend to be responsible towards each other too as well. I will say that this match needs to guard against being too perfectionistic and not compete for who has control in the relationship. And if they can do that, then this is going to be an amazing match. Let's move on to my next favorite match. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? You can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago, and I'll link it below. And these are in no particular order, okay? So here we have life path master 11 with life path number 2. And I really like to see this combination. I love to see this combination. And The reason for that is because both of them have the 2 energy, first of all, because 11 reduces to a number 2. So they both have that need for companionship and for partnership and to make it work. So we have the need for the partnership. We also have a leader in this combination, and that's going to be the 11, right? Because of the double 1 energy, 1 is the number of leadership. The 11 is going to wear the pants in this relationship, and is going to be the one that kind of takes the lead for sure. And but the 2 is okay with that, right? The 2 tends to be the team player, the one that's supportive, the one that's always there. And the counselor, the one to help. So the 2 needs kind of that energy. It needs that person that will take the lead and kind of take the initiative and kind of wear the pants, right? So this combination works, right? Because the 11, because of all that double 1 energy, they need to be with somebody who's okay with them kind of being in the lead and kind of being the one who is kind of like the head of the relationship or the one who wears the pants in the relationship, right? They need to be with somebody who's okay with that, and the 2 is going to be okay with that. So they have that going for them, but at the same time, they both crave partnership as well. So only thing here is, with this combination, the 2 has to remember that the 11 does need to have their space, right? The 11 likes companionship, but they need to have their space too as well. They like to have a little bit of independence too because of the double 1s. And if they can make that work, this will be a really great match that will last a really long time. And a good example of this is Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. Gwen Stefani is a Master 11 and Blake Shelton is a Life Path number 2. And, they have lasted a very, very long time and probably will into the future as well. Now, I will say that this 11-2 combination needs to guard against not reading into each other too much. Okay, both of these energies are very empathic, super sensitive energies, and they are super empaths, and they can read other people's energy very well. But sometimes when you do that, then it's like you overread things that aren't really there. So if they can guard against doing that, then this is going to be an outstanding combination. Yeah, let's move on to my next favorite match. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? And you can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago, and I'll link it below. And these are in no particular order, okay? So here we have Life Path 5 and Life Path number 7. And the reason I love this combination so much is because these are the explorer energies. So 7 is the explorer of the inner world, right? It's a very introspective energy. And 5 is the explorer of the outer world, right? We have 5 senses so that we can explore the outer world, right? So we have, 2 exploratory type energies, and when you put these 2 together, it can be like an amazing combination where they just have so much to talk about, and these 2 tend to get bored very, very easily, so they need a lot of mental stimulation. And because the 7 is the explorer of the inner world, they will always have so much to bring into the conversation to talk about with the 5, and the 5 who needs excitement and needs to be stimulated will find the 7 to just be so interesting because they always have some crazy interesting thing that they're thinking about and to talk about, right? So yeah, it can be a really good match where they're just very interested in each other because they have just so much going on in their minds, right? And the 7s do tend to be a little bit more introverted, and the 5s are more outgoing and will kind of pull it out of the 7 what's going on within their mind, right? All this beautiful stuff happening in their mind, and the 5 can pull that out of them. So the 5 can pull the 7 out of their shell, and the 5 will also be the initiator in the relationship, and 7s need to be with somebody like that because they usually tend to not be the initiators, okay? I will say that these 2 can have escapist type behaviors, such as addiction problems, because they tend to want to escape their reality that they're in. And the 5 can be a little bit of a player energy sometimes, and the 7 is more susceptible to being hurt in this combination. But if the 5 is a more mature energy and has kind of gone through that phase already, then this can be a fantastic match for sure. So let's talk about my next favorite combination. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? You can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago, and I'll link it below. And these are in no particular order, okay? So here we have Life Path 3 and Master 33. So I really like this combination because, well, if you look at both of them, you'll see that they both have a lot of the 3 energy going on for them, right? So the 3 is a super creative, fun, spontaneous kind of, in the moment kind of energy. It's all about self-expression and creativity. So both of them will kind of get that about each other. They'll be highly creative types that are, into some form of self-expression, whatever that is for them. So they will get that within each other, and they will often have a lot of fun things to do with each other, right? These two will keep each other on their toes. Could be a lot of nonstop fun with these two, where they are doing a lot of hobbies together and inspiring creativity within each other for sure. But you need to have one person who's going to be the more responsible person in a match. And in this combination, it will be the Master 33, because 33 is a variation of the number 6, okay? And 6 is the parent. It's the parent energy. It's the mom, the dad, the person that creates a family, a community. It's also the healer, the helper, the nurturer. And the Life Path 3 needs to be with somebody like that, because the 3 is a very youthful energy. Childlike energy, sometimes a little too youthful, okay? So they need to be with somebody who's going to be a little bit more responsible. And the 33 needs to be with the 3, because the 3 will help pull that out of them, that more fun, youthful kind of energy. Now, I will say that sometimes the 33 will feel like they are having to parent the 3 energy. And sometimes they will attract 3s that are more broken or need some sort of healing type of energy. A lot of times 33s end up attracting people that need healing because they are natural born healers. That's common. So, but if a 33 can get a 3 that is more on the mature side and has kind of been through that phase of their life, and but still has that fun, youthful energy to them, but definitely doesn't need a ton of healing, then this could be a fantastic combination, and it is definitely one of my favorites. So let's talk about my next favorite match. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? You can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago, and I'll link it below. And these are in no particular order, okay? So here we have Life Path 6 and Life Path number 2. And the reason I love this combination is because this combination is all about love. Like, these are the 2 love numbers in numerology, okay? 6 is ruled by Venus, and 2 is a number of partnership, and it's ruled by the moon, which is a highly sensitive kind of energy. So I really like this combination because when you see them together, it's all about connection for them. You'll see them getting committed early. You'll see marriage happening, and they will, they want to create a family often. So you will see things moving pretty fast with this combination, and they are very comfortable in each other's energy. As you can see, they're both even numbers, so they already have a similar energy to begin with. Love, marriage, family, commitment, loyalty, stability, all important to this combination, to both of them. The 6 is a number of the parent. It's a parent energy, so they need to be with somebody who is going to allow them to kind of wear the pants in the relationship. And the 2 will be perfectly fine with that, usually. Okay, usually. Usually they'll be okay with that because they're a team player kind of energy. They're there to support the team, and they kind of need to be with somebody who's more in the lead, right? So usually it will be the 6 in this combination, and the 6 will be perfectly comfortable in that position, and the 2 will be perfectly fine with the 6 taking that position usually. Now I will say that the 2 energy can be a very sensitive person. They can be very sensitive, and the 6 needs to remember that. But you will often see this match kind of like competing with each other to be like, who is the more supportive person, right? Who is the more supportive person, the one who is more nurturing and helpful in this combination? Sometimes you will see that as well. So now let's talk about my next favorite match. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? And you can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago and I'll link it below. And these are in no particular order, okay? So here we have Life Path 4 and Life Path Master 22. And this is one of my favorite combinations because, first of all, they both have the 4 energy, right? Because 22 is a variation of number 4. If you add the two 2s together, you get a 4. So they both have that 4 energy. So what that means is that early on, they're gonna take the relationship very seriously right from the beginning, and they will commit to each other right away. They'll be very loyal, they'll be very honest with each other, and this will be a very stable relationship. And they both need that. That's very important to both of them, right? They both crave that stability, and they will have that very early on. So, but they get each other on a very deep level because they both have the 4 energy. They will get each other's need to have that stability, yes, but also to achieve too. Like, why, when this person is at work trying to hustle it and really just work, because the 4s tend to really work hard. These are the hustlers out of all the numbers. They know how to get it done, and this is an achievement type of energy, and they will understand this about each other. But at the same time, because Master 22 has double 2 energy, it's going to be the more sensitive, receptive energy between the two of these. And you need to have somebody in the relationship that's the more receptive energy, and that will be the 22. So while the 4 is achieving all of those things, and the 22 will be achieving a lot of things too at the same time, but the 22 will also be the one kind of like creating the family and the home and making sure that that's taken care of, and completely understanding and getting why the 4 is, hustling it and and working so hard to achieve what it is that they need to achieve. The 22 often has a lot of anxiety and worry when it comes to relationships, and they need a lot of stability coming from their partner. And the 4 will be able to provide that to them and give them the honesty that they need. And 4s tend to be very loyal, and the 22 needs that kind of loyalty, basically. Now, I will say that both of these numbers like to be in control in the relationship. And if the 22 can take the more receptive, passive position and be okay with the 4 having a little bit more control here, then this can be a fantastic match. So let's talk about my next favorite match. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? And you can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago and I'll link it below. And these are in no particular order, okay? So here we have Life Path 9 and Master 11. And I love this combination because there is just so much that they have in common, first of all. They're both odd numbers, so they're going to have a similar energy already to begin with. But they're both what I call the light worker energies, or they're both very spiritual energies. The 9 is the last number, so often the purpose of the 9 is to help with evolution in some sort of way. They're here to help people, the world, somebody, to evolve. And so they often have a very spiritual mission. And the 11 is the number of the medium and the bridge between physical and spiritual worlds, and they often are very spiritual as well. So they really get this about each other on a very deep level. These two numbers are the numbers that are here to change the world. Okay, these numbers are the ones that are here to make some sort of impact in the world that really changes the world in some sort of way and helps with evolution and humanity. And 11 is a number of illumination, bringing awareness to issues that have not that nobody has awareness of, right? Bringing light to those issues. 9 represents, because it's the last number, it represents the world, it represents the universe. So often they have a mission to do something big in the world, right? That helps with evolution, of course. So because they both come down with such big missions where they know that they're kind of here to do something that's on a big scale, they get this within each other. And they often will support each other in this and really understand each other on a deeper level. So the 11 will often have a lot of anxiety and worry around relationships. The 9 will want to have family, and that will be big for them. And as long as they can establish some sort of clear communication with each other, where the 9 is telling the 11 when things go wrong and not just keeping that to themselves, because 9s do tend to not always communicate that with people when they're doing things that they don't like. But if they can establish that clear communication between each other and not overread everything too, okay? Because these two tend to both be very empathic. So they can have that clear communication and not be overly sensitive about everything, then this can be a fantastic match. So now let's talk about my next favorite match. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? And you can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago, and I'll link it below. And these are in no particular order, okay? So here we have life path 8 and life path number 4. And I really like to see this match together because this is what I call the business duo. So both of these numbers are like the business numbers. So they're going to understand this about each other. They're going to understand each other's need for achievement and need to have, need to just be the best and to come out on top, basically, and to have, to attain that higher status. Like, they're going to get that about each other. And so they're going to be very supportive in each other. You'll often see this match creating like a business together. That's like really common. And if they can do that, create a business together, and you often will see them doing that together, then that's going to make the relationship last even longer. And it's going to bond them and bring them together on a much stronger level. So, and 4 is a multiple of 8, right? 4 is a multiple of 8. So they're on a deep level, these two get each other. There's also going to be a need to have the family and to have the beautiful house and to have everything perfect and looking good. Now, another thing I like about this combination is that the 4 doesn't often take risks and can be risk aversive and can be kind of set in their ways. And the 8 is the risk taker, right? That's a risk taker energy. So the 8 will encourage the 4 to take more risks and to kind of live more on the edge, to not be so set in their ways and not be so conventional, because 8s are not. They're not any of that. So it's a good match. I will say, though, that both of them need to establish early on who's going to be kind of the one that's in the lead in this relationship, because they both like to be in control here. And they both tend to be workaholics, so they need to plan out time together so that they are not constantly working away from each other, right? And like I said, if they can work together, create a business together, then that's going to be even more better. So this is one of my favorite life path love matches in numerology. I'm not saying that these are the only compatible matches in numerology, and I'm not saying that this combination will not have any problems. All I'm saying is that this is one of my favorite life path love matches, okay? And you can check out a video I did on more numbers that are compatible with each other. I did this video a few years ago, and I'll link it below. And these are in no particular order, okay? So here we have life path 1 and life path 7. And this is one of my favorite combinations because these are, like I always say, the cerebral numbers, where they tend to be in their head a lot, right? They're very intellectual. They tend to be thinking about things a lot. And so they can have great conversations and be able to just talk about so much together and really mentally stimulate each other. And they do often tend to get bored and need that mental stimulation. But the 7 is a more passive energy and needs to be with somebody who will take the lead. And 1 is the number of the leader, right? It is like, it's all about leadership. So the 1 will take the lead and often take the initiative in this combination. And they like to do that often. They will do it. And the 1 needs to be with somebody who is okay with them doing that and is okay with them being the lead in the relationship. Now, 7s like to have their space. You know, they tend to like to have a lot of alone time, and 1s like to have their space too, right? They're both very independent energies. And if you look at 7 and 1, they almost look like the same number, except 7 has that little thing on the top, right? So, and it's a little bit more slanted than the 1. They will understand each other's need to have independence and space. And the 1 will be very drawn to the 7 because the 7 will not be very clingy. And 1s don't often do well with people that are a little too clingy because, like I said, they need to have a little bit of space. And the 7 will be very drawn to the 1 because they'll just be mesmerized by the energy of the 1 and how bold they are and brave. Now, I will say that these 2 numbers can be very critical of themselves and of each other. So if the 7 can just understand that the 1 is just trying to help, you know, 1 is, they often have like that coaching energy and they like to coach people. So if the 7 can just understand that the 1 is trying to help them, and if the 7 is on the more spiritual side of the number, then they often will not be like this and it will be okay for the 1. And as well as if they do not give each other too much space, okay, then this can be a fantastic combination and a great match and one of my favorites. So anyways, thank you so much for watching today, and let me know in the comments below if this resonated with you and if you happen to be in one of these matches. Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit the like button and share it with other people because it really helps to get this information out there when you do that. And I do spend a lot of time on these videos for you guys. So thank you so much for all of your support. And I would love to have you subscribe and to become part of the family. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can head on over to my website, starsalignwithcarmen.com. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.